Hello, Blitz fans of all ages. It's me, Plumcastle here, showing you some leaks that I have received for World of Tanks Blitz. Now, there's going to be a new Battle Pass from what I'm aware, and there is also going to be some new tanks from what Wargaming has put into the game. And with that, let's start with our very first tank, the Super Hellcat. Now, I believe this is a premium tier 7 that is entering the game. It must just be in testing for now because it's not actually available anywhere that I've seen. But here is a look at the Super Hellcat. Now, it looks a lot like the normal Hellcat from what you can see. It does have a little bit of extra. I think the normal Hellcat might not have these bags on the side, but you can see for the most part it just looks like a tier 7 version of the Hellcat. Now, I've looked around in the files. There does not appear to be any special camo associated with this from what I'm aware, but there is this, which I believe you can add your normal camos to. Of course, this is just a reskin on my Sheridan missile, so I don't actually have the camo option to show you, but this is a quick look at the Super Hellcat. And with that, let's move on to the next tank that I have for you guys. So next we have another tank that some of you may be aware of already. It is the Mark 6 Yo. Now, this is a very interesting looking tank. Again, you can see it's just a reskin over my Sheridan missile. Again, I can't show you the camos, but you can see here it looks very interesting. I would describe it as being torpedo-like, except for the back. You can see the back is actually fairly square and boxy. However, the front and the turret itself look very streamlined, very much like a torpedo. Now, I do believe this tank was nerfed recently. This has gone through its testing stage already. I'm not sure when the line will come out. From what Wargaming has said, it's supposed to go on top of the American tech tree, from what I'm aware. I'm not sure where it's going to enter in. I don't know if it's going to start from the M6. But my biggest question, really, Wargaming has showed these tanks that are coming out. They've announced 4 of them. You've got the Mark 6 Yo. You've got the AE Phase 1. I think you've got the it might be the Mark 3 Yo and then the Mark 7 Yo or something like that. The Tier 8 and the Tier 7 have not actually entered the game from what I'm aware. Just the Tier 9 and Tier 10 so far. So when they're going to release this, I'm not actually sure. I would have thought with Blitz's birthday coming out soon that they'd kind of release a whole new line for that, but maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But there you go, that is the Mark 6 Yo. And now let's move on to the Tier 9 of that tech tree. And next, like I said, we have the Tier 9, the AE Phase 1. Now, I believe this just entered testing. It has just entered the game files. As you can see, it looks very unique. I think it would be very cool to have this in actuality, because if you see, again, it's just my Sheridan missile. That's what the tank that I'll be reskinning all of these over. But you can see, it looks very interesting. It almost looks like it's got the head of the Shark. Also an American tank, however, that's a premium that's not available on the tech tree, but just much bigger. And you can see here, very nice long gun. And you can see also on top of the gun is what I assume to be a light. However, I don't think this actually functions in game. It's just for aesthetic purposes only. And also, the biggest thing that you'll probably notice is, first of all, how low down and thin the hull is, and second, look at those treads. I mean, I've never seen anything in the game where we have treads quite like this. I mean, I know there's the Motion, which has double treads here that I can show you here. You can see the Motion does have 4 sets of treads. However, this tank has 4 treads, except they're not parallel to each other. You've got one in the front, one front left, one front right, one back left, one back right, as you can see here. So I'm really excited to see this tank. It's very interesting in my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, as this is the next one that Wargaming is sending through testing. And with that, let's move on to the Battle Pass. Now, in the Battle Pass, of course, we've got probably our normal golden amounts, which I've not actually looked into the files yet. But we, of course, will have camos, or at least we should have camos, given what Wargaming tends to do, I should say. And let's see here. We can look into camos. I have switched some camos around so that we can see what they are. Now, I've forgotten the names off the top of my head, but you can see here, here's what some of the camos look like. We've got this one. We've got this one that looks like thread on a shelf. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I can't say I'm really a huge fan of this one either. This one I think looks interesting, and then of course this one also looks fairly interesting in my opinion. Let me know what you think of the camos. We can continue to look at just a few more tanks, probably only one or two more, because I don't want to bore you guys with just camos. Now, actually, I've changed my mind. On the Bat Chat, this camo does look fairly interesting. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that one. This one looks very flashy, and of course this one also looks fairly decent as well. So now let's look at the tank that should be coming into the next Battle Pass, which is actually called Operation Blitzland from what I can tell. Let's look quickly here. We can tell what the avatars are actually going to look like when we come into here. It should be here. Yes, Operation Blitzland for June 2021. So we've got this one, which I assume is for the paid Battle Pass, and these avatars, which I assume are for the free Battle Pass. And now let's go look at the special Battle Pass tank. So we also have the Turbo, the tank that should be coming into Operation Blitzland. As you can see here, it looks very cool. And I will also be doing a video showing this in a training room so that you can get an idea for what it looks like. I think this tank looks really cool. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the tank. I just think it looks really cool. It has all those, like, imagine, like, think monster trucks, rallies, derbies. It's got all of that. It's got way too many exhaust pipes. It's got an engine. It's got a chain in the engine. It's got what looks to be flammable something near the engine, which obviously is kind of the style. I think it just looks really cool. Now, also, one thing to note is in the game files, from what it appears, there is a legendary camo for this tank, which I will show you right now. So you can see here now, this is what the camo should look like. As you can see here, it looks very interesting in my opinion. Really the only thing that has changed is that they've added a little bit of flame to the blue. I think it looks pretty cool as well. It also adds that flare to the tank itself. Now, the thing is, what you'll notice with most battle passes is actually every battle pass so far, they've automatically come with some camo. So let me pull up a few battle pass tanks here just to show you guys. So we've got the Eraser BP-44, which automatically came with camo. We've got the Explorer, which automatically came with its look, Icebreaker, Agent. You get the idea. So now, when we go back to our Tier 10, you can see here that once again, this is just a reskin over my Sheridan, but you can see that this would be a special camo. So I'm assuming this works kind of like the two-faced camo for the Dracula, the Knight camo for the Lycan, and the Raven camo for the Helsing. I'm not sure. Again, I can only tell you guys what I know from the files itself, but this is what it appears, how it appears to look in game so far. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have fun, good luck, and happy tanking.